Hi there, David here from Virtual Systems. Today we're going to take a look at our new digital Inkjet calculator. We'll take a look at how the presses are set up and how we're handling ink, and then take a look at how that relates to actually using the print calculator. So let's jump in. So if you're wanting to take a look at your press setup, you want to go to Admin, Print, and Press Standards. Now we have example press set up here. We set up a Canon i300, and in this case the Canon i300 uses clicks and consumes ink. So we've gone ahead and set up some click charges here, and then we've also set up square inch pricing for ink. Now in the new digital inkjet calculator, we're able to handle ink consumption a few different ways. We can do by area or square inch. We can charge by piece for ink, and then we can also charge by consumption. So we can actually give a consumption rate to each ink color and consume ink that way. And we'll take a look at each one of those here shortly. Now this screen may look familiar to some of you. This screen is an expansion on our existing digital print setup. So all new digital press setups will use this setup, and you can choose whether or not to consume ink like in a new inkjet, and you can decide whether or not to use clicks. So all our new presses for the digital side have this expanded capability. We've also added the ability to have setup costs, setup time, and setup sheets for digital presses. In addition to that, we've also added a minimum cost for the press. So this is a new addition for all the press setups in Midnight. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of this. I want to show you another press that we have set up here, our KM1, and we'll take a look at the volume setup. So you can see here we've set up our 4 inks with a cost per milliliter, our coverage per milliliter in square inches, and our default coverage. And then based on that, we can decide how much ink is going to be used based on the square inch volume of the actual print job. Cancel out of here, and we'll take a look at the KM1 pricing setup for a per piece charge. So in this case, we've set up a color and a black charge for 6x9 piece of print work, and we've given it a price. So this will allow you to have a fixed ink charge for any particular size piece that you're going to be printing. You'll notice we don't have any click charges here because this is just a strictly an ink charge for this press. Go ahead and cancel out of there, and let's go ahead and take a look at an order I have set up and see how this actually gets calculated into our print calculator. So we'll take a look at a template I have set up here that we've based on our Canon i300, and we can see here that we have got our Canon i300 selected, and we can go into our color details, and we can see that we have a click charge for each of our pieces, and then we also have a ink consumption charge. So for every square inch we're going to charge 1.75 tenths of a cent, and this can be adjusted on the fly if you need to adjust that. We also have our black charge here if we wanted to do black on one side. We could change our click charge to the black click charge as well. And if we hit calculate, we can come into our run details, and we can see we're actually accruing a press cost, which is our hourly rate and our setup costs, our ink costs, which is from the square inch pricing, and our click cost, which is from the click setup. So the i300 is kind of unique in that it uses both. So this setup allows you to accommodate that. And then if we look at using our KM1 press, we can kind of go through the different pricing of inks. So in this case, we have our cost per piece. So it's going to be 6 cents per piece for the 10,000 for our ink cost. And if we look at our run details, we can see that that ink cost ends up at $600. Now if we selected our CAM1 that has our volume set up, which is consuming inks individually, we can come in and we could see that we have all 4 inks here. And if we hit calculate, we can come in and we can see that our ink cost is $108 based on the total square inches of the job for that ink. Alright everybody, well I hope you got something out of our walkthrough of our new digital inkjet calculator. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact support. We'd be happy to help you. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.